This is the last face-off in the group stage of our school radio debate, tagged On the Contrary. You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining us again. Yes, indeed. We are back. This is where minds collide and ideas flourish. We started this journey yesterday with two schools qualifying for the semi-final. Gil Goshen School supported the motion, democracy is the best form of government, while Sky Blue Academy opposed, and Sky Blue Diamond Academy qualified. Of course, that semi-final will happen on Friday. Galaxy Gem College proposed the topic: former governors should be banned from taking government appointment, while Deeper Life High School opposed. Galaxy Gem qualified. And today is the last round of the group stage, so you are welcome. Let me let you know my name. Of course, I'm the moderator, one of the moderators anyways. My name is Michael Oni.
And this evening we are diving into the depths of discourse once again as students from Abia State come together to engage in the art of argumentation, prepared to be captivated by the exchange of ideas, the clash of opinions, and the pursuit of truth. We are reaching you live from our audio-visual studio in the city of Abia, and we are live on all our radio stations, talking about Enyimba 94.3 FM, Legend 98.3 FM, and Rose 101.9 FM, and also our latest addition, Enyimba TV. We are also live on the online platforms, Facebook, especially YouTube, and that is Enyimba TV. My name is Ifoma Nkwanta.
Thank you. This is the last round of the group stage, and today we have two prestigious schools ready to engage in the battle of wits that will surely keep you on the edge of your seats. Of course, we will definitely tell you about the schools. Of course, before we delve into this fiery exchange of ideas, let me remind you of the rules of engagement. Each team will have the opportunity to present their arguments, counter-arguments, rebuttals on the topic at hand. Today's topic, carefully chosen to challenge the minds and spark insightful discourse, and the topic is learning about history can stop us from repeating past mistakes. The teams will have a chance to present their perspectives backed by evidence and reasoning, and in a respectful and articulate manner, of course, and that's what we promote here on Enyimba TV and Radio Limited. And remember, you can participate by sharing your thoughts and opinions on our social media platforms, Enyimba FM, Legend FM, and Rose FM on Facebook, and also Enyimba TV on YouTube. We will also throw the lines open later on this evening, so you are welcome. Thank you. A round of applause, please. And before we introduce the schools and the debaters, we have a panel of unbiased judges right here again. It is essential to acknowledge the impartial arbiters who will ensure fairness and integrity throughout our debate, and we are privileged to have three distinguished judges, two external judges and one internal, each bringing a wealth of expertise and a commitment to impartiality. Our first judge, Dr. Stanley Undrago, of course, he's back again in the studio, renowned for his extensive background in teaching, communication, and spoken English. Dr. Stanley, you're welcome again.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator, and to the debaters. I look forward to having another interesting intellectual war. And to you, our listener out there, you cannot have anything less than entertainment this evening.
Entertainment. What are you looking out for, Dr. Stanley?
Well, as I am told, one of the teams is the defending champions, St. Bridget's College, and we have another school coming to challenge the champions. So you can see, when you are challenging the champions, you are prepared to do the unthinkable. I expect a repeat of what we saw yesterday, even better than what we saw yesterday. I expect a clash of intellectual war. I expect nothing less than what we had yesterday.
All right, I hope they will not go down. They will not go below the radar. Right? All right.
And of course, Mr. Sonny Wankwa is right here again with a reputation for meticulous analysis and fairness. He brings a discerning eye to today's proceedings, ensuring that every argument is scrutinized with impartiality and rigor. He is a journalist and writes for one of the national dailies. Sonny, you are welcome. What is your advice for the students today?
Well, I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to be here today. And well, from what we saw yesterday, it wasn't a bad outing. So I expect the fireworks to, to go on today. And I want to admonish the students to, especially the defending champions, to see this as an opportunity for you to retain your championship. If you come here unprepared, it means that you're going to lose it. So I want you to ensure that you sustain the tempo. And for the Holy Cross, you are meeting the champions, and I know that people who are meeting the champions should be prepared. Probably you have been able to understudy the champions, and you are all out today to fire the cylinders and ensure that you go back to your school with a crown. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much to our external judges. Joining Dr. Stanley and Sonny is Utarima. I always have a problem pronouncing your second name.
Okara.
Utarima is very much here, and she's from one of our stations. She's a broadcast journalist, has unwavering dedication to fairness and objectivity, and she will serve as the bedrock of our debate, ensuring that each debater's arguments are evaluated on merit alone. You're welcome again.
Thank you very much, Michael.
All right.
A very good evening to you.
What are you looking out for?
Well, I'm looking forward to today's edition. I listened yesterday, and I must say it was Clash of the Titans. It was a Clash of the Titans. I'm looking forward to today's edition, and I would like to tell or advise them to, give it their all. And whatever happens today, you're a winner.
Whatever happens today, you are a winner. We have a surprise later on, so keep the dial locked. Follow on social media, drop your comments. We will run through those comments. And Utarima also doubles as the timekeeper for this debate. So what are we expecting from that end, and the timing? Okay. Run us through the rules of engagement, please.
Okay, for the lead speaker, you have 7 minutes to make your points. And for the supporting speaker, you have 5 minutes to make your points. For the rebuttal stage, you have just 5 minutes. Is that clear? Okay, and for presentation points, you have a maximum of 3 points for each unique argument made. That means for each unique argument you make, you have a maximum of 3 points. It could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 3. At the same time, it could be 0. So please, presentation style, you have a maximum of 10 points in total. Right? For the rebuttal closing points, you have maximum of 3 points for each unique argument made, and your closing style as well carries 10 points in total in maximum. Is that understood?
Use your microphone. Is that understood? All right, that's great. So let's move on. We're getting to that point where you hear them speak about the topic, but the teams will have a chance to present their perspectives, of course, like I mentioned, backed by evidence. Let's get acquainted with our debaters right now. Representing St. Bridget's College, of course, making a return to this studio. St. Bridget's College won the first edition of this program, the first in the series of our radio school debate. On the contrary, on Enyimba FM, Legend FM, and Rose FM. We have a young lady, a 14-year-old lady that wants to be a surgeon from SS2 Science, St. Bridget's College. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Elizabeth Owigwe. Elizabeth, what are we expecting from you?
Well, we're expecting to bring the fire as we have prepared very efficiently for this debate today.
Are you ready to retain the trophy?
Yes, we are well prepared to retain our trophy.
All right, all the best. I'm still with St. Bridget's College. The supporting speaker wants to be a software engineer, a software programmer, a 15-year-old young man from SS2 Science. I present to you, I'm blessed. Onweke. I'm blessed. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
What should we expect from your school? Use the microphone, please.
I'm sure victory is ours and we'll return as the winners of this competition.
You're sure of victory?
Yes, sir.
Can you say that like you're really sure?
I'm sure victory is
Okay.
ours.
All right, great. And St. Bridget's College will be proposing the topic, learning about history can stop us from repeating past mistakes. A round of applause for St. Bridget's again. Thank you. A round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. And to this proposing school, Holy Cross Secondary School, the very first time in the studio, the very first time in this debate. On the contrary, the lead speaker proposing for Holy Cross Secondary School is he's aspiring to be a lawyer. Yes, indeed, a 16-year-old from SS2 Act, Wanko Unkem no Chinyere. Oh goodness, and he helped me. I don't know how I didn't get this. So help me with your name again, please.
Well, my name is Wanko Nkem no Chirim Meslinus.
Ikem no Chinyere.
No, Nkem no Chirim.
Ikem no Cherem. Okay. Wanko Unkem no Cherem. What's the meaning of the name?
In English, the name means my own awaits me. My destiny is waiting for me.
Are you sure that your destiny is waiting for you on the stage today?
Yes, very sure.
How sure are you?
I'm very sure because we are very ready and much ready for this debate.
All right, thank you. A round of applause for Unkemno Cherem. All right, great. Here's the lead speaker. And supporting Unkem, I'll just leave it at Unkem. All right, great. Hey, Sophie Mba wants to be a lawyer. A 15-year-old from SS3 Act. Of course, she will be supporting for the school, Holy Cross Secondary School, opposing the topic rather, learning about history can stop us from repeating past mistake. Sophie, how are you doing this evening?
I'm very much fine.
Okay, talk to the microphone.
I'm very much fine, sir.
Are you ready to bring on the fire?
Yes, sir.
How prepared are you?
The tension is very high, but I'm sure that I'll give the best that I've got.
You're feeling the tension, even under this weather in the studio. Interested. Anyways, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Their intellectual prowess and unwavering dedication to their cause promise to make this debate an exhilarating spectacle. And without further ado, let the battle of minds commence. All right, in case you just joined us, it is the last round of the group stage for our radio school debate, the debate competition for secondary schools in Abia State. This debate is live on Ayimba 94.3 FM, Legend 98.3 FM, and Rose 101.9 FM. So, let's begin the conversation now. For the supporting speaker, we're starting with St. Bridget's College. Of course, the school proposing the topic, learning about history can stop us from repeating past mistake. You can walk straight to the stage right now. Elizabeth Unwigwe. Like I mentioned, Elizabeth wants to be a surgeon. A 14-year-old from SS2 Science, and she will be leading that debate, or this debate, for the school, St. Bridget's College. Do not forget, St. Bridget's College is hoping to retain the trophy. Let's see how Elizabeth will dissect this topic like the surgeons do to humans. Will she be able to pieces and put together to convince the judges in the studio? Elizabeth,
yes,
are you
sir.
ready?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Your time starts now.
Plutarch, a Greek historian, once said, "To make no mistake is not in the power of man, but from the errors and mistakes, the wise and good learn wisdom for the future." History is an inquiry into the inevitable changes in human affairs in the past, and the way these changes affect, influence, and determine the patterns of life in our society. History is, or should be, an attempt to rethink the past. The moderator, panel of impartial judges, accurate timekeeper, my fellow debaters and audience, good day. My name is Elizabeth Mugwe from St. Bridget's College, and I'm here to support the motion which states, learning about history stops us from repeating past mistakes with the following points. Prevention of the spread of diseases. In 2020, Nigeria adopted various time-honored strategies to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Some of these strategies include quarantine, closing of airports and borders, and close monitoring of the movements of people. This was because we're able to use the knowledge of the history of the spread of diseases, especially from when Patrick Sawyer, a Liberian, brought Ebola with him into our country. With this knowledge of history, Nigeria was able to reduce the effects of coronavirus, and as we can all recall, Nigeria was listed among the countries which recorded the least number of infections and deaths. My next point is the Civil War of 1967 to 1970. The Igbos have learned from the mass destruction and violence of the Civil War and have avoided any physical provocation with other tribes of the country. Generally, Nigeria has learned the effects of ethnic rivalry from an experience of Rwanda, where millions were killed in a civil war in 1994. With this knowledge of history, we have been able to prevent the occurrence of another civil war in our own society. Next, building collapses. Recently, building collapses have been reduced to minimum as Nigerians have learned to strengthen the materials used for construction of buildings. This is because we have learned the history of the causes of building collapse and have devised means by which we can avoid this situation. Such means include avoiding the use of substandard building materials and procedures. My next point is long carnival burials in Anambra State. Long carnival burials in Anambra State were causing a waste of effort, resources and time, and led to an increased crime rate as indigents would try all possible means to throw large burial ceremonies for their family members, and this might have led them to steal. But they have learned from history that there is no gain in this type of burial processes. We therefore commend the immediate past and current governors, Willie Obiano and Charles Soludo, for using their positive knowledge of history to stop this wasteful practice of long burial ceremonies. My next point is the mistake of the League of Nations, which led to the Second World War. The founders of the United Nations discovered from history a mistake in the Treaty of Versailles, the same treaty which was used to establish the League of Nations after the First World War in 1918. The mistake was the absence of a Security Council and major world powers in the structure of the League of Nations. And this mistake led to countries such as Italy and Germany attacking other countries like Ethiopia, Austria, France and Poland with impunity, as there was no international security structures to stop them, and this led to the outbreak of the Second World War. Therefore, in creating the United Nations, they were able to establish a Security Council with the major world powers as permanent members, and by so doing, have successfully prevented the outbreak of another war for the past 79 years. Although wars cannot be prevented entirely, the goal of the United Nations to prevent the outbreak of world wars has been successfully achieved. Next, the prohibition of the use of nuclear weapons. After the experience of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan 1945, the United Nations saw that it was a mistake to ever use nuclear weapons in warfare. To prevent the repetition of this mistake, they placed a ban on atomic bombs and other nuclear weapons. If not for this ban, the mistake of the past would have been repeated, especially in the volatile relationships between Israel and Iran, North Korea and South Korea, Russia and Ukraine, and many other cases. And you can imagine the mass destruction and waste of human resources this mistake would have caused if repeated. My next point is the cashless policy. The period of cashlessness in Nigeria led business owners, establishments, and organizations to developing electronic payment channels. This was because they learned the history of the inconvenience of cashlessness and devised means by which they can avoid these strategies in the future. My next point is bullying in secondary schools. Nigerian secondary schools have learned the effects of bullying because they saw from the history of bullying, which was the infliction of injuries on other students and sometimes death in severe cases. And now they have devised means by which they can avoid bullying amongst their students. My next point is female genital mutilation. Female genital mutilation has been banned in many states in the country. This is simply because they saw the negative effects of this on women's health over the years. History has taught us that this act is harmful, and therefore they have created a ban to avoid the repetition of these mistakes in the future. My next point is the introduction of entrepreneurship studies in schools. Nigeria recently introduced entrepreneurship studies in schools because they saw the problem of mass unemployment brought about by the former curriculum. This introduction of entrepreneurship studies was brought about to correct the past mistake of the former curriculum. So our current governors have corrected the problem of the former curriculum by introducing entrepreneurship studies in schools. My next point is reversing climate change. Countries all over the world have learned the mistakes of the past, which led to the effects of climate change. Some of these mistakes include deforestation and use of fossil fuels like wood, coal, and petroleum products. They have therefore devised means by which they can avoid the effects of climate change in society today. Some of these means include e-governance strategies, which reduces the use of paper in administration, thereby preserving our forests, and promotion of green energy, which helps us, such as solar energy, wind energy, and hydropower energy. Through their knowledge of history, they have been preventing the effects of climate change in our society today. My last point is food crisis in Nigeria. The recent food crisis was as a result of the ignorance of history. Before the 1960s, Nigeria's agricultural sector was flourishing and producing agricultural produce in excess. But ever since the discovery of the abundance of crude oil in our country, the agricultural sector has been abandoned, and this is because we ignored the history of food production and food storage, and it is now affecting our nation today. Roy H. Williams once said, "A smart man makes a mistake, learns from it, and never makes that mistake again. But a wise man finds a smart man and learns how to avoid the mistake altogether." A man must be big enough to admit his mistakes, strong enough to correct them, and smart enough to profit from them. With these points, I believe I've been able to convince you beyond every reasonable doubt that learning about history stops us from repeating mistakes in the past. Thank you.
And there you have it. A compelling opening statement from the lead speaker representing St. Bridget's College this evening. On the contrary, of course, Elizabeth Nwigwe proposing the topic, learning about history can stop us from repeating past mistakes. Well, let's move on. The stage is set. Now let's turn our attention to the opposing team from Holy Cross Secondary School. You can move to the stage now. Wanko Nkem. Right, Nkem is a lawyer. Nkem wants to be a lawyer, rather, a 16-year-old SS2 Act. And he is opposing as the lead speaker of Holy Cross this topic, learning about history can stop us from repeating past mistakes. Are you ready?
Yes, sir. I'm very much ready.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
I can't hear you. Are you ready?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Okay. Your time starts now.
Winston Churchill famously said, "The farther backward you can look, the farther forward you are likely to see." The moderator, panel of impartial judges, accurate timekeeper, my co-debaters, ladies and gentlemen, My esteemed listeners at home, good evening. My name is Wankwan Kemnochere Meslinus from Holy Cross Secondary School, Umocham, Abia. It is my pleasure to be here today to oppose the motion of this debate which says learning about history can stop us from repeating past mistakes. Before I set out, it will be very wise of me to let my audience and the listeners out there know what history is all about. History is a systematic study and documentation of the human past, encompassing all aspects of the human society, such as political, social, economical, technological, scientific, cultural and military development. It is an umbrella term comprising past events as well as memories, discoveries, and interpretation of these events. I am of the opinion that learning about history can stop us from repeating past mistakes with the following points. To start with, complexity of human nature. Human beings have intricate motivations, emotions, and cognitive processes that can make predicting future behavior challenging. Take for instance, election malpractice. In our country today, despite the learning about history, people still lack the understanding of historical events related to election malpractice, which contributed to the continuation of electoral irregularities during former President Olusegun Obasanjo's tenure. Citizens fail to understand the history behind electoral malpractice, which allowed the repetition of electoral irregularities, indicating that knowledge alone may not be sufficient to halt the cycle of errors. Furthermore, selective perception. Selective perception refers to the tendency of individuals to filter information based on their beliefs, attitudes, and experiences. Selective perception of history can lead to repeating past mistakes in several ways. By focusing on some certain aspects of history and ignoring others, individuals can miss important lessons that can help them to avoid repeating past mistakes. This can result to the lack of understanding of the full context, misinterpretation of the causes and consequences, and perpetuation of some certain cultural biases and political agenda. Again, politicized histories. In some cases, governments or some powerful entities manipulate historical narratives to serve their agenda, potentially distorting the truth. Taking Nigeria as a case study, government who knows history, even after being unsuccessful in its previous tenure, comes back to contest and wins the people's favor, or will I say wins and seats. On a normal note, this government should have lost the people's legitimate support. But why is reverse the case? Why cast pears into swines? Any answer your honest self gives you should be your element of concern if you want to prevent mistake repetition, because the more they are neglected, the more priorities are misplaced, and our problems will end up lasting much longer, even with the knowledge of history. Also, inadequate education. If history is taught superficially or lacks critical analysis, students can miss If history is taught superficially or lacks critical analysis, students may fail to grasp the underlying causes and consequences of actions of past events, limiting their ability to apply such knowledge in the present circumstance. 5. Inevitability of mistakes. Mistakes are a natural part of the human experience and are inevitable in every aspect of life. Mistakes from the past can occur even with the knowledge and learning from history. We all make mistakes from time to time, and they can be valuable opportunities for learning rather than learning history. Furthermore, existence of neocolonialism. Neocolonialism refers to the indirect subtle form of control and influence that powerful countries exert over less developed nations. Neocolonialism in Nigeria, for instance, has contributed to the country repeating past mistakes through several mechanisms. Still on neocolonialism, political instability. Neocolonialism have proved out corrupt regimes or interfered in governance, leading to political instability and lack of subsequent democratic institutions, reminiscent of colonial era manipulations of powerful structures. However, overconfidence. Overconfidence can lead us to repeat past mistakes by blinding us to the lessons of history. When individuals or groups are overly confident in their abilities or decisions, they may disregard cautionary tales of the past, believing that they are immune to making the same errors. Then lastly, ignorance. Ignorance can contribute to the repetition of past mistakes by creating a barrier to understanding and applying historical lessons. Take for instance, the communal violence. religious conflicts, and economic challenges that our country Nigeria has been facing today are due to ignorance. Another instance or example is domestic violence. Bringing this to our individual lives, we hear about domestic violence. Domestic violence has been in existence since time immemorial till now. Though we learn history, but many, instead of learning from it, they still repeat this bad vice. Even every day we hear of men beating their wives or women beating their husbands. Then how is this helping us to prevent the repetition of past mistakes? My dear people, from the above mentioned points, it is obvious that learning about history can't stop us from repeating past mistakes, rather contribute to the repetition of past mistakes. With these points I have mentioned here, I hope I have been able to convince you that learning about history can't stop us from repeating past mistakes. Thank you.
There you have it. Reverting response. Yes, you can go back to your seat now. Yes, indeed. Reverting response from the first speaker, that's the lead speaker of Holy Cross Secondary School, Nwanko Nkem Nocherem, right? I decided to go for lessons to get that correctly, and I finally got it. It is evidence here that the schools are bringing in their A game, leaving no stone unturned in their pursuit for intellectual supremacy. For those listening at home and also watching on the YouTube and Facebook pages, of course we've got 3 running simultaneously: Legend FM, Enyimba FM, and Rose FM. I will encourage you to take note of the intricate interplay of ideas and the skillful rhetoric on display. We will run through your comments and also run through your thoughts, definitely, and through the lines of him. But before we move on, I would like to hear from the judges. How far so far? Before we move to the supporting speakers, what is in their notes? let's have an idea of how much is expected of the supporting speakers. We're not looking at the score now, no, not yet, but it is important that we learn some lessons from the lead speakers so that the supporting speakers will know how to deliver to qualify your school for the next round. I will start with Dr. Stanley Undrago.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. This is a clash between the champions and the first-timers. While the champions are fighting hard to retain their trophy, these people are here to upset the apple cart. They want to really strip the champions of their trophy. Well, the lead speaker from St. Bridget's College, that is Elizabeth Nwigwe, tried to convince us that learning about history can stop us from repeating past mistakes. She told us that it will prevent the spread of diseases. She told us that it will help us to avoid the avoidance of to prevent wars, that building collapses can be corrected by learning history. She went further to tell us about long carnival burials and made an instance with Anambra State. She went further to tell us that learning history stopped the spread, or has stopped rather, the spread of the Third World War, making instances with the failure of the League of Nations. That should be in 1918. She also went further to tell us that it has helped to prohibit it has helped in the prohibition of nuclear weapons. Of course, she went further to tell us about the inconveniences of the cashless policy. She also told us that learning history has stopped bullying in our secondary schools. Of course, she went further to talk about the female genital mutilation. Of course, that it is by learning history that our schools have been able to have the opportunity of learning entrepreneurial skills. Of course, she made mention of climate change and its effects, and of course, food crisis prevention in Nigeria. These were the points made by Elizabeth Nwigwe of St. Bridget's College. And of course, the lead speaker from Holy Cross didn't disappoint me at all. Nwankwo Nkem Nocherem, Nwankwo Nkem Nocherem told us that about the complexity of human nature. He also told us about selective perception of history. She also said about politicized history, where we manipulate history. She also told us about inadequate education, inevitability of mistakes, existence of neocolonialism, political instability, overconfidence, and ignorance. I am impressed they've done justice to the topic.
All right, Dr. Onduagu is impressed. They've done justice to the topic. It means you may not really do so much. I'm talking to the supporting speakers now. But then you may still want to bring your A game. Sonny, how is it looking over there?
Well, Mike, like Dr. Stanley has just said, I think we are having fun, in the studio listening to these children. It was a step up to what we had yesterday, and I expect that when they are coming back again, the second speakers will have to step up the game. But I equally want to add from what St. Bridget said, especially about the building collapse. I'm not countering them, but I just want to, this is an educative program. I want to equally correct that impression. Recently we had building collapse, so has it really helped us to learn about building collapse? Is a question that we have to ask ourselves. Do you understand me? So when you are making your point, you are trying to convince us that learn about history can help us to prevent certain things. But recently in fact in Anambra recently, about within 1 week we had a building collapse twice. You understand me? So if you're telling us here and the audience out there, you should be able to make your point more valid. So I'm struggling within myself to accept this, but I have to equally see how I can accommodate that. But you have to make sure that whatever you're giving us here is factual. Do you understand me? And if you are putting anybody, you have to be specific. I made mention of that yesterday, and if you are going to come back to meet me again, you have to get your facts available and correctly. Thank you.
All right, let's turn to our internal judge, Utarima.
Yes, so far so good. I'm impressed. I said something yesterday. I said something about the show from yesterday. I said it was a clash of the titans. Please, Michael, help me out here. Is there a bigger phrase or term I could use to qualify today's edition?
Maybe a tug of war.
Okay, but then I'd like to correct something. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but the lead speaker, Elizabeth Wigwe from St. Bridget's College, said something about the Civil War, and she said something about it ending in 1994. I don't know who else heard that. Okay, you didn't hear. What did you say about 1994 then?
Switch on the microphone, please.
Okay, Rwanda. All right, I misplaced that with the Civil War of 1967 to 1970, so I'm sorry. But so far so good, Michael. I'm very, very impressed. They've done so well. That is St. Bridget's College and Holy Cross Secondary School. Thank you.
A round of applause to both speakers. What will happen the next round depends on the finesse and the delivery, eloquence of the supporting speakers. And as the debate intensifies, we now turn our attention to the supporting speakers. First, the supporting speaker from Holy Cross Secondary School. You can move to the podium now. Her name is Sophie Mba. She wants to be a lawyer from SS3 Act. A 15-year-old lady, of course, building upon the foundation laid by Nwankwo Nkem Nocherem. Right? I'm repeating that, so I must learn your name today before the end of this debate. Yes, indeed, they are poised to further solidify their team's position on this topic at hand. Learning about history can stop us from repeating past mistakes. And of course, will she sway the judges with her persuasive rhetoric? Will she introduce fresh perspectives that strengthen their case? Let's find out. As a welcome, Sophie Mba to this stage. Sophie, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
I cannot hear you. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. If you're ready, your time starts now.
The accumulation of knowledge is not often efficiently transmitted across generations, therefore contributing to the repetition of historical errors. The moderator, panel of impartial judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished listeners at home. Good evening. I am Sophie Mba from Holy Cross Secondary School, Mocham, opposing the motion which says that learning about history can stop us repeating past mistakes. History in the layman's term can be said to be your story of past events or people. I want to oppose the earlier stated motion with the following points of mine. 1. Going by the history of Nigeria, you see that Nigeria as an independent state has had 5 military coups. One of these major coups took place in the year January 15, 1966. It was carried out by a group of young military officers led by Major Chukwuma Kaduna and Zogo. This coup was hinged on the high rate of corruption of our leaders, such as looting of public funds at the expense of ordinary citizens and living flamboyant lives out of the country's pocket. Viewing from our present economy, you see that this corruption still reigns in high esteem in our country today. How about nepotism in governance? Nepotism is a cancer that slowly eats the foundation of any organization. It is when those in power fairly favor their family members in workplaces. In the past, this has caused rivals and chaos in organizations. But what history are we learning from when our leaders still practice such as today? Again, is the armed robbery and kidnapping in our country today. Even after the executions and killings of these criminals, a case study of Farmer Babatunde Foloroshun, who was executed due to the fact he was an armed robber, hasn't deterred these people from stopping this activity. Just recently, we had a case of some primary school students who were kidnapped in Kaduna. Even the criminal who was sentenced to death by hanging because he was an armed robber. Again, politically going by the history of our past politicians, you could bear with me that there are some certain mistakes which our present politicians should have corrected. Let's take an example of godfatherism. During the regime of the past governor of Abia State, Dr. T.A. Oji, he was busy settling his godfather that he left the duties that were expected of him, such as paying the salaries of his civil servants and helping the economic development. This same case repeated itself in our past governor, Dr. Victor Keze, thereby leaving Abia State in the condition it is today. However, wars happen due to past wars. This in the sense that when a war takes place, it leaves memories and debris that could lead to a future war. Can you imagine that the First World War was followed by the Second World War? This was because those mistakes were made that led to the First World War was not learned by those people. It was not learned by those people. Even the Nigerian Civil War was caused due to ethno-religious violence, anti-Igbo programs, and persecutions of the Igbo in the northern Nigeria in the form of alienation and slavery. Still, we still see that religious violence in our economy today. Even the tribal clashes that happen. How about insecurity? The rate of insecurity in our country is quite alarming. Even after precautions taken by the leaders to stop this activity, it was not even after the precautions taken by these leaders to stop these activities, insecurity still reigns in high esteem. Firstly, it was the Boko Haram and the Avengers that were giving us sleepless nights, but now it is not the non-gunmen and the herdsmen. Figures have shown that the herdsmen have killed more than the Boko Haram and the Avengers put together. Another one is embezzlement of funds. This is when, despite the learning of history in Nigeria, it is still disheartening that the efforts put to tackle embezzlement and other financial crimes is alarming. Anti-crime agencies like EFCC and ICPC have shown that trillions of naira meant for national development have been mismanaged and looted by our leaders. Just recently, the governor of CBN was arrested due to fund looting. This shows that he did not learn from the mistake of other past people that did this. Lastly, putting square pegs in round holes. This is when the wrong people are put into certain position. For instance, when the lawyer is being made the minister of works, what relationship does these two terms have in common? In politics, it's called sacrificing meritocracy at the order of mediocrity. In the past, this has caused riots and chaos. In conclusion, I would like to say that learning about history cannot stop us from repeating past mistakes, because future is mystery and you cannot take what happened to the past to decide what will happen in the future. Thank you.
There you have it. The supporting speaker from Holy Cross Secondary School, Sophie Mba. It is, I need to point something here that when you're speaking on that podium, face the camera right in front of you, because persons are watching at home. We have audience at home watching on different platforms. You don't face me, you don't face the judges, just face the camera. They want to see your face. All right? Thank you. So let's move on now. Now, as the debate unfolds, it's time for St. Bridget's College to reinforce their position with the insights and arguments of their supporting speaker, Elizabeth Nwigwe. Of course, you can move straight to the podium now. With the foundation led by Elizabeth. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm blessed. Nweke is now in front of you. He wants to be a software programmer, a 15-year-old from SS2 Science. And as St. Bridget take the stage, we anticipate a compelling presentation that not only strengthens the school's position but also challenges the assertion made by their counterparts. Will he introduce fresh perspectives that reshape this discourse? Let's listen attentively as I'm blessed Nwike takes the floor, ready to make a profound impact in this riveting exchange of ideas. I'm blessed.
Yes, sir.
I'm blessed.
Yes, sir.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure you're ready?
Yes, sir.
Your time starts now.
A Spanish philosopher, Judge Santana, said, "Those who fail to remember the past are doomed to repeat mistakes." Standing on the existing protocol, good evening all. I'm blessed Weke from St. Bridget's College, proposing the motion, learning about history can stop us from repeating past mistakes. I'm here to lay emphasis on the negative effects of we being ignorant of our history. My first point, xenophobic attacks on Nigerians by South Africans. The recent xenophobic attacks on Nigerians by South Africans is certainly because South Africans youths are ignorant of the history Nigerians shared with South Africans. Nigerians played the leading role in fighting against the apartheid government until the apartheid regime in South Africa was defeated in the 1990s. The reason why South Africans still make this costly mistake is because they have failed to recall this important fact of history. Bad governance. Nigeria is currently experiencing bad leadership. This is because our Nigerian adults continuously forget about the history of bad leadership during election time and vote along ethnic lines. We are yet to learn from history and begin to choose our leaders on the basis of merit and competence instead of religion and ethnicity. Road accidents. Most road accidents in Nigeria are perpetuated because our drivers and road users cannot remember the causes of past accidents. They still drive when drunk, overspeed and disobey traffic rules. Thanks to NAFDAC that recently placed a ban on the production and sale of sachet alcohol, which many commercial drivers were addicted to, and this caused accidents in the past. Terrorism. Terrorism still persists in Africa and has even become a lucrative business in Africa. This is because our African leaders have failed to learn from the history of advanced countries that have won the fight against terrorists. Otherwise, our African leaders won't be negotiating with terrorists and treating them with kids' gloves. In countries that have good sense of history, terrorists are fought and crushed. On the contrary, in Africa, our leaders negotiate with the terrorists, pay them ransom, forgive them and even recruit them into our security agencies with the claim that they have been granted amnesty. So why won't terrorism be seen as a lucrative business in Africa when our leaders fail to recall the history of advanced countries that have won the fight against terrorism? Coup d'etat in Africa. The recent military intervention in Africa is a result of the failure of the democratically elected leaders to stabilize the economy of their country, maintain good governance and provide security for their country. These were the same reasons that brought the military government into Africa in the 1960s, 1970s and 1980s. This therefore points to the fact that the recently withdrawn democratically elected leaders in Africa failed to study about the history of coups and as a result repeated the mistakes of the past civilian leaders by also failing to stabilize the economy of their country, maintaining good governance and providing security for their country. The recently elected democratically elected leaders are to learn from the history of coups in order to avoid making this costly mistake. Let's look at medical history. Before a doctor commences treatment on a patient, the doctor makes inquiry about the patient's medical history. This is done to know the origin of the illness so that the doctor won't make mistake while treating the patient. Medical history also helps the doctor to provide solutions and reverse mistakes made in treating the patient in the past. Employment. History has played a very important role in employment. Dear judges, why do you think before someone is employed into a standard organization or institute, the person will be interviewed by the management board, or in some cases, asked to get some documents like CVs and testimonials? These are documents that contain history of one's academic status or previous places one has worked. This is done to know the quality of the person, to avoid employing incompetent people, in order for the company not to crash. Let's look at drug tests on athletes. Many countries now check their sports contingents before taking them for international competitions. In the past, some sportsmen disgraced their countries by testing positive to some hard drugs. The likes of Ben Johnson, a Canadian athlete that tested positive in 1988 during the Summer Olympics. He tested positive to hard drugs, and this made him to be disqualified and brought shame to his country, Canada. Diego Maradona, a footballer from Argentina, he first tested positive to cocaine in 1991, and later in 1994 during the FIFA World Cup, he tested positive to elfavrin, a hard drug, and this led to his ban from football, and this brought shame to his country, Argentina. Now, before countries take their sports contingents for international competitions, they conduct drug tests on them to ensure they are free from hard drugs. Let's look at the history of food processing. The history of food processing in Nigeria is littered with the past mistakes that led to the death of some of our ancestors after consuming certain foods. An example is the consumption of cassava, which contains a poisonous substance called cyanide. Cyanide poisoning destroyed loss of life in the past, but now we consume today. Cassava are consumed in different forms. This is because we have learned from the history and corrected our mistakes in the past. Let's look at a practical example. The way the previous Aimba debate competition was organized is a bit different from this one. This might be because the organizers noticed some mistakes they made in the past and corrected them to make this debate a better one. We have new changes like the involvement of external judges. With these incontrovertible points of mine, I'm sure I've convinced you that learning about history can stop us from repeating past mistakes. Not only that, it can provide solutions to the mistakes we have made in the past that are likely to affect us in the future. Thank you.
There you have it. The supporting speaker for St. Bridget's College. The game is on. You will agree with me. Ifoma, the game is on.
It is for real. It is for sure. It is on. He was firing and like a furnace from all cylinders. You know, giving us dates, spilling information from everywhere. I thought it was wonderful. Both schools are doing well.
Yes, indeed. And with that insightful presentation, we've reached a pivotal moment in today's debate. You will know how far you've gone. Our judges are computing their figures, and they will tell you how far you've gone, especially for the supporting speakers. We're also going to take comments on our Facebook pages and also on the YouTube page. And for I'm blessed, you spoke about cyanide, making cassava look so something we should run away from, containing poison. Well, the sweet cassava roots contain less than 50 mg per kilogram of hydrogen cyanide on fresh weight basis, whereas the bitter variety may contain up to 400 milligram per kg. But the thing is, drying is very important, especially in tropical countries like Nigeria. Drying is the most ubiquitous process, generally acceptable. Sun drying eliminates more cyanide than even oven drying. So we found a way to remove the poisonous substance. So don't put fear in Nigerians right now. All right, it's fine. Just to put that out. Anyways, we'll head straight to our judges right now. Okay, before we do that, let us run through comments on our social media platforms. Facebook, we're streaming live on the Facebook page, facebook.com/Enyimba 943 FM, and we're also streaming live on our Legend FM page, facebook.com/Legend 983 FM, and also Rose FM, Abba, and Enyimba TV. It is time to get reactions from our socials. As do justice to that, we're loading the your comments so that we can take as many as possible right now. Okay, there you have it.
All right, straight to Facebook right now. Nancy Gabriel says St. Bridget's School all the way. Ms. Lawrence says SBC fire. General Sugar says St. Bridget. Henry Ayanso says the second judge speaker. Okay. Okoro Chidima says St. Bridget, you guys are hot. Angel Emmanuel says you guys should keep it up. It isn't easy. Michael says second speaker is so confident but too fast for a layman understanding. Clever Bear says yes, kudos to Elizabeth and I'm blessed. Ernest Ojimad says confidence here shouldn't be seen as a weakness. Okay. K. Samuel says keep up the good work. Holy Cross Secondary School, victory is ours. Chukwemeka Ogechi says wow, the guy is outspoken with good points. Mr. Kingston says the first speaker sounds interesting. Joaquin PC says keep it up. Julinda says Holy Cross schools are more relaxed and confident, but good luck to both schools. Johnny Solomon says Mr. Moderator. Okay. All right. Julinda says the children are doing wonderfully well. Kudos to them. Okay. Tempoli says keep up the good work, my people. Beta Pikin says great girls. All right, Comrade Elijah Odenwa says Miss Elizabeth made a vital point and was able to defend her point. Chiza Ramukelechi Kano says good luck to both schools. Nancy Noble says good job, right on, eloquent debaters. Neka Emilia says Holy Cross School all the way. All right, Neka says very good. Osinachi says nice. Chidima James says, okay, watching from Umungasi Aba, the girl came with fire. Ifeanyi Linda says, nice point from Kem. David Amikebo says, wow, you guys are doing great. Guinea Kandu says, absolutely nice one. Okoro Chidima says, and Bridget's the best. Kiz Samuel says, Holy Cross Secondary School all the way. All right, sir.
All right. Our judges are ready. Let's begin with you, Sonny. What do you have there? You can also use this opportunity to tell us what you have in your spreadsheet. All right.
Okay. I want to make a little observation.
All right.
Before I go ahead with what I have here. When Sophia Mba was talking, you made mention. Sophia Mba. Yes, you made mention.
Use your microphone, Sophia.
Yes, you made mention of military coup, right? Yes, when you were talking, I expected you to tell us how learning of history has stopped, successive coups. From the time we had the last one till now, we've not recorded any coup, right? Yeah, so during that time we're having coup. I expected you to say that from 1975 right to this period that we have series of coups. So it didn't allow us to learn from our past mistake. Do you understand me? So you skipped that point and you made a valid point, and I expected you to hammer on that to give us good examples to what you said. Then you said something about insecurity. Where did you get your facts? Which report did you quote?
I talked about the Boko Haram and
other terrorists. There was something you said about insecurity. I expected you to say your facts.
Okay, I talked about the school students that were kidnapped.
I expected you to say. That is why before you come here, you have to be prepared, right?
Yes, sir.
On this number of days, some students were kidnapped. Within social period, some students were kidnapped. Even recently, we had an issue in Kaduna. Do you understand me?
Yes,
you still have to. It's a pattern of backing your point, and not just give us a straight jacket comment. Do you understand me?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. And how's the scoring from your end?
Yes, from my end. At the end of the first round, St. Bridget, the first speaker got 47 points.
47 points. St. Bridget's Elizabeth was able to give her school 47 points. All right.
Okay, then the second speaker, I'm blessed Mweke, got 34 points.
34 from Judge Sonny. For I'm blessed, the supporting speaker for St. Bridget's College. Now to you, Dr. Ndwagu. What do we have? Okay, the opposing, sorry. Apologies, please. Holy Cross. All right.
Okay, for the opposing school, Wankwo Nkem None Cherem, right? Yes, got 41 points.
All right.
While Sophia Mba got 30 points.
30 points for Sophie Mba. Now to you, Dr. Ndwagu.
All right. For St. Bridget's College, the lead speaker, Elizabeth Nwigwe, gave me 12 points to drive home her argument, which earned her 36 points. And for her presentation, 8 points, a total for Elizabeth Nwigwe, 44 points. Then the second speaker, I'm blessed Nweke, he gave me a total of 9 facts, 9 points of argument, which earned him 27 points. And his presentation style, 9%, that is 38 points on the whole. That is, I'm blessed Nweke. Then for Holy Cross Secondary School, the lead speaker, Wankwo Nkem Cherem, gave me total of 7 points of argument that earned him 30 points, and his presentation style was excellent, 9 points, a total of 39 points for Wankwo Nkem Cherem. Then Sophia Mba gave me 8 points of argument that earned him 24 points, and her presentation style 7 points, that is 31 points for Sophia Mba.
Okay, we'd like to take your comments on their performance. I'm talking about the supporting speakers now before we go straight to our third judge.
Yeah, the supporting speaker, let me start with that of Sophia Mba. Sophia Mba repeated some points. She mentioned insecurity in 2 different ways, and her composure wasn't what I expected. She had her points, but being able to marshal them out at a time, she was a bit stammering. So that affected her performance, but she did very, very well. And for I'm blessed Nweke, he was on fire. He showed some level of courage and competence, and he marshaled out his points very eloquently. And maybe during the rebuttals, they should be able to correct some of their mistakes.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Stanley. And now to you, Tarima, our in-house judge. How's it faring from your end?
Thank you, Michael. Thank you. I would start with Holy Cross Secondary School. The first speaker, Wankwo Nkem, you did very well. I loved how you marshaled your points and your style as well. I really enjoyed your presentation. So for presentation points, I give you total of 23 rather, and your style total of 7. That is a subtotal of 30. And for the second speaker, Sophie Mba, you pulled a total of 23 points. Then your presentation style, I don't know, I guess it's tension, but then you put a total of 5. That's a subtotal of 28 from my end. That's for Sophie Mba. And St. Bridget's College, Elizabeth Nwigwe, presentation points, that is, I give you 30, and your presentation style is 8. I loved how you presented your points. That's a subtotal of 38. Second speaker, I'm blessed Nweke. You know, sometimes you would assume that supporting speaker might not come with all the fire in the world, but I'd like to say that this particular supporting speaker, came with all the fire in the world. I'm blessed, Weke, you did very well. For your presentation points, I gave you a total of 26, and your style, total of 8. That is a subtotal of 34 from my end. Thank you.
All right, at this point we take some calls, and after those calls we will go for a break to permit the debaters to re-strategize and present one speaker for the rebuttal stage. How you fare now will determine if you're coming back to this studio, but we have a surprise. I mentioned it at the start of the debate today. And should I let the cat out? No, not yet. All right. But the lines are open. 0809 666 0943 or 0708 000 0918. You have just 30 seconds to share your thoughts. It's important so that we can take as many calls as possible. All right, thank you. Hello.
Hello, Michael.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Oh, everybody there is doing well. This is David of Legend FM.
All right, thank you, Davido. Hello, good afternoon to you. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
You're welcome.
Yeah, this is on the job. I'm calling from the daily.
All right.
Yeah, I want to give some points out, but I don't know their names.
Okay, you have just 30 seconds. Go ahead, please.
Okay, some BGS school, I give them 8%. They did well. Thank you.
Okay, you have another judge at home. Hello.
No?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, my dear.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That's Evangelist Young, David Maneri.
All right.
From Abia. Okay. It's a brilliant performance from both schools. But I must say that the topic looks a bit dry for opposers. It rather favors opposers. They have more rooms of making points, I mean the proposers. So next time you are choosing such a point, consider this part that I'm putting up, because this topic is very, very dry to opposers. I'm even surprised that they could do as much as they have done so far. All right.
All right. It is your sentiment that is playing a major role in your decision, because both sides, it's about delivery and it's about how eloquent you are. All right. And that's the same thing for all topics in debate. It will be surprising to you that despite being in democracy, someone will mount this podium and defend another form of government over democracy right where we're in democracy and still win. So it depends. It is about how you deliver your points and not about the number of points that you have in favor of the topic. You know, you can be sentimental and you may not know sometimes. All right. Anyways, thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. We do appreciate you. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon.
You're welcome.
My name is Ogide Mora.
You're welcome. Go ahead, please.
I like the St. Bridget. They are so wonderful. Let them keep it on. I wish them good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Keep those calls pouring in 0708 000 0918 or 0809 666 0943. We're taking comments right now. What do you make of their performances? We're talking about Holy Cross Secondary School and St. Bridget's College. Hello. Good afternoon to you. Do not forget that we're also streaming live on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Enyimba943FM. Or better still, you make use of the Facebook pages of Legend FM and Rose FM. All right, let's see if this will pull through. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
You're welcome. Glad to have you join us.
My name is Chinevem.
Okay.
I love you people. I love you people program. Keep it up.
Thank you. That's all? Okay, thank you. We do appreciate. And more comments on our Facebook page right now before we head back to the phone lines.
Okay. Dan Black on Facebook says Holy Cross schools are more. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Just Joseph Namani says St. Bridget's all the way. Amarabike says St. Bridget's are firing on. Nemeka Thomas says I love their boldness. Kudos to both schools. St. Bridget College is more prepared. Okay. General Sugar says St. Bridget's is actually the best. Franklin says this and blessed is too good and on point. Clever Best says Bridget remains the best. We are conquering. All right. Eddie David. Elias C. Jr. says, I love that supporting speaker from St. Bridget College. Fire on St. Bridget, especially from Blessed Wake. All right. Okay.
More calls right now. Hello. Good afternoon. Oh, good evening. You're welcome.
Brother, I love this program. God bless those who initiated it. On my own name, I am Honorable Lady Rolando Bongo. I'm calling from Mama Bongo in the government. I don't know the name of the school, but the speaker that said about kidnapping and the terrorism, the way they are treated in Nigeria, I'm supporting that speaker. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you. Bless you too. Good evening.
Hello, Michael Oni.
Yes, you're welcome.
Good evening. I'm Kingsley calling from Port Harcourt.
All right.
Holy Cross are really trying. It's their first attempt. I want to believe they will make it by next time. But for St. Bridget, they are fire. Thank you guys. Keep it up.
Thank you. Good evening. Hello, you're live on radio. Good evening to you. Okay, seems we have to move on right now. Good evening to you. So, we are going for a break now. When we return, the conversation continues. And it will be the time for the rebuttal rounds. The rebuttal rounds, we provide you an opportunity to solidify your points and to also oppose points from the opposing schools. So it's important you take advantage of that round so that your school can qualify. All right, so let's go for the break. It's on the contrary, a debate competition for secondary schools in Abia State. Stay tuned.
My name is Becky Okoro, SS student and senior prefect of St. Bridget's College, Abia.
My name is Unorompel from Skadidamana Academy, and I hold the post of the deputy senior prefect in Diamond School.
Hello everyone, my name is Joseph Cristobal.
Hi, I am Sebastian Chikunonyerem from the Galaxy Gem Skills.
My name is Apotoso Daniela Elohozino, an SSG student and the outgoing head girl of Deeper Life High School, Abba.
My name is Vivian Barnabas. I'm in SS2. I'm the senior prefect of Edmund Standard Christian Academy.
I'm Udochko Alamachi from Holy Cross Secondary School, Umocham, Abba.
My name is Aswalo Grace. I'm in SS2 class and I'm the senior prefect of Gigoshan Schools.
My name is Swankonken Machiri Meslinus from Holy Cross Secondary School.
My name is Elijah Odioma from Skyview Demod Academy and I happen to be the current senior prefect of the school.
My name is Amblessed Weke, SS2 student and deputy senior prefect of St. Bridget's College, Abba.
My name is Swankonken Machiri Meslinus from Holy Cross Secondary School.
I'm eager to announce that I'll be at the Aimba FM Schools Debate 2024 to represent my school. As defending champions, champions. We hope to take home a trophy once again by God's grace. Stay tuned to Aimba FM for the encounter. See you.
I'm eager to announce that I'll be at the Aimba FM Schools Debate 2024 to represent my school.
I will be representing my school, Galaxy Gem Schools, in the forthcoming debate competition, and I will fail in giving you my very best. Watch out.
I will be representing my school in the forthcoming debate competition on Enyimba 94.3 FM Abia.
I'm happy to be part of the second edition of On the Contrary Debate Competition.
I'm very certain that we win this competition because we are among the best schools.
I'm very much ready for the debate, and I'm very assured that my school will win the debate.
I know that we will win this debate because we have prepared and we are so much ready about it.
We are not just going for this debate, we are just going to give you the best because we're going to give you the fire. We are not going to make this debate look like a little thing, but we're going to give you this debate hot because we're going to make it very difficult for you to win us. This is Diamond School, transforming zeros to heroes and bringing the best out of you.
As for this debate, I can say that we are 100% ready, and we are not just coming there to make ourselves, that we are coming there to take the trophy back home. Ask about Sky Blue Diamond, they will tell you go and verify. We turn zeros into heroes, all the whole of Abia State and I swear Nigeria entirely.
On the Contrary is proudly brought to you by your 3-in-1 radio stations, Ayimba 94.3 FM, Legend 98.3 FM, and Rose 101.9 FM, Abba.
As you can see, all the kids need care. It's unfair. Many children, they shed tears. Then they cry for help. Then they cry for survive. Every day and night. Even if you don't need them, save their life. Because there's nothing so important like child. Processing, then they cry, then they shout, oh no. They need to be given the chance to grow. Because now them be leaders of tomorrow. Children, help me sing.
You should take care of the children. You should take care of the children. You should take care of the leaders of tomorrow.
I beg, make you hear them sing.
You should take care of the little children. You should take care of the little children. You should take care of the leaders of tomorrow.
This not the matter, not the truth of the matter. Our children just scatter, in no proper. Where we did them they suffer. Now our sons and our daughters see children crying, see children dying. Everybody's watching and nobody's helping. Make we try to they show love to the motherless. We go give hope to the helpless.
Them go talk and again, no. Again and again, no. Chineke mo, oh. I beg, make you hear them sing.
You should take care of the little children.
You hear them sing.
You should take care of the little children.
You hear them sing. Oh, yeah. I beg, make you hear them sing. Oh, no.
You should take care of the little children. You should take care of the little children. You should take care of the leaders of tomorrow.
I beg, make you hear them sing. Everybody hear them sing. My beloved people, make una hear them sing. Children are leaders of tomorrow. Save them from this kind of sorrow. Breaking the pathway. Save them, don't kill them, my brother. Now they be leaders of tomorrow. Make you hear me say, you should take care of the little children. You should take care of the little children. You should take care of the leaders of tomorrow. Make you hear them sing, oh no. Care of the little children, oh no, no. Care of the little children, oh no, no. Leaders of tomorrow. Make you hear them sing, oh no, no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh, oh, oh. Leaders of tomorrow. My children, my children, my children.
The stage is set for the second edition of our school radio debate. On the contrary, 7 schools gave their nod to participate in this intellectual showdown on our radio stations. For the first round coming up on Monday, 18th of March, Gil Goshen School will be supporting the motion democracy is the best form of government, while Sky Blue Diamond Academy will be opposing. Time is 12 p.m. For the second round, Galaxy Gem College is supporting the motion. Former governors should be banned from taking government appointments, while Deeper Life High School is opposing. Time is 4 p.m. On Tuesday, 19th of March 2024, the defending champions, St. Bridget's College, will be supporting the motion. Learning about history can stop us from repeating past mistakes, while Holy Cross Secondary School will be opposing. And at 12 p.m., Eddie Main Standard Christian Academy will be proposing the topic, technology is creating more jobs than it eliminates. This conversation will be live on Enyimba 94.3 FM, Legend 98.3 FM, and Rose 101.9 FM. On the contrary, is proudly brought to you by Enyimba TV and Radio Limited. For sponsorship, call 0810 716 4511.
My name is Becky Okorum, SS2 student and senior prefect of St. Bridget's College, Abia.
My name is Unarompel from Sky Diamond Academy, and I hold the post of the deputy senior prefect in Diamond School.
Hello everyone, my name is Joseph Cristobal.
Hi, I am Sebastian Chikunonyerem from the Galaxy Gem Schools.
My name is Apotheoso Daniela El Hozino, an SSG student and the outgoing head girl of Deeper Life High School, Abba.
My name is Vivian Barnabas. I'm in SS2. I'm the senior prefect of Edmund Standard Christian Academy.
I'm Udochukwu Alamachi from Holy Cross Secondary School, Umocham, Abba.
My name is Aswalo Grace. I'm in SS2 class and I'm the senior prefect of Gigoshan Schools.
My name is Swankonken Machiri Meslinus from Holy Cross Secondary School.
My name is Elijah Odioma from Sky Blue Diamond Academy, and I happen to be the current senior prefect of the school.
My name is Amblessed Weke, SS2 student and deputy senior prefect of St. Bridget's College, Abba.
My name is Swankonken Machiri Meslinus from Holy Cross Secondary School.
I'm eager to announce that I'll be at the Aimba FM Schools Debate 2024 to represent my school. As defending champions, we hope to take home a trophy once again by God's grace. Stay tuned to Aimba FM for the encounter. See you.
I'm eager to announce that I'll be at the Aimba FM Schools Debate 2024 to represent my school.
I will be representing my school, Galaxy Gem Schools, in the forthcoming debate competition, and I will fail in giving you my very best. Watch out.
I will be representing my school in the forthcoming debate competition on Enyimba 94.3 FM, Abba.
I'm happy to be part of the second edition of On the Contrary Debate Competition.
I'm very certain that we win this competition because we are among the best schools.
I'm very much ready for the debate, and I'm very assured that my school will win the debate.
I know that we will win this debate because we have prepared and we are so much ready about it.
We are not just going for this debate, we are just going to give you the best because we're going to give you the fire. We are not going to make this debate look like a little thing, but we're going to give you this debate hot because we're going to make it very difficult for you to win us. This is Diamond School, transforming zeros to heroes and bringing the best out of you.
As for this debate, I can say that we are 100% ready, and we are not just coming there to make ourselves, that we are coming there to take the trophy back home. Ask about Sky Blue Diamond, they will tell you go and verify. We turn zeros into heroes, all the whole of Abia State and as well Nigeria entirely.
On the Contrary is proudly brought to you by your 3-in-1 radio stations, Ayimba 94.3 FM, Legend 98.3 FM, and Rose 101.9 FM, Abba.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. The second series of our school radio debates live on Enyimba 94.3 FM, Legend 98.3 FM, and Rose 101.9 FM, and Enyimba TV. That's on YouTube. Thank you so much for keeping the dialogues right here. This round will determine which school is moving to the next round of this competition. That's the semi-final. I must congratulate the schools and the speakers again. You've done a good job. And to you listening, yes, you, welcome back to the school radio debate. I hope you've enjoyed the brief intermission, and we're ready for the next phase of this intellectual showdown. The time has come for the rebuttal rounds, where each team will have the opportunity to challenge the arguments presented by their opponent and defend their own position with precision. I need to let you know that this is a critical juncture in this debate, where the clash of ideas reaches its zenith and the true mettle of each team is put to test. We are back. My name is Michael Oni.
And I am Ifoma Nkwanta.
Ifoma, you've been quiet.
Not really quiet. I think I'm just cool today, you know, watching the children bring their A game to the debate. And so far, they've been doing well. Yes.
Yes, indeed. And the judges also have a surprise. So you want to keep the dialogue for that surprise. Now, let's go straight to our debaters. For St. Bridget's College, who is representing you?
I'm presenting my school, sir.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
I'm presenting my school, sir.
Turn on the microphone, please. All right, go ahead.
I'm presenting my school, sir, in the rebuttal.
Okay, great. The lead speaker for St. Bridget's College, Elizabeth Nwigwe, will be taking on the rebuttal round. And for Holy Cross Secondary School, who is representing you?
Hi, sir.
You tell me your name. When you say I, someone will not get you. I mean, those listening will not get you. So,
I am one of them.
Turn on the microphone, please. All right.
My name is Nwankwanke Machere Meslinus, and I'll be representing my school on this rebuttal round.
All right. The lead speaker for Holy Cross is also representing Holy Cross Secondary School. We are back. The live stream is also back, and thank you so much. We can see those comments. We will run through those comments again on the program. So let the conversation begin. This is the deciding round. We are beginning with Holy Cross Secondary School. You can go straight to the podium, right? Wanko Nkem Nocherem wants to be a liar, and this is a time for you to convince the judges. This is a deciding case for you to become a senior advocate of Nigeria. Are you ready to showcase what you've got?
Yes,
Are
sir.
you ready?
Yes, sir.
To tell us that you have the fire to project your school to the next round of this competition?
Yes, sir.
All right. If you're ready, your time starts now.
To whom much is given, much is expected. I appreciate you, the moderator, for giving me this great opportunity to summarize my points. Learning about history doesn't guarantee that we won't repeat the same mistakes. History can offer insights into past events and their consequences, but it does not automatically prevent the recurrence of similar errors. It is best we understand that historians make us end up in an incomplete understanding of the past, which can be deceitful and complicated. Historical research is almost based on accounts of people who have their own biases and motivations. It is not in their generalizations might not be accurate. It is not in dispute the relevance of studying history, but the question still remains: will the knowledge of history stop us from repeating past mistakes? Simplistically speaking, it is not just about learning and knowing history. There are so many strong, hectic, and almost inevitable factors of life and human nature that influences the activities of man. As my supporting speaker here earlier mentioned, corruption, nepotism, and even ignorance, which I stated firmly, are all concepts that are almost part of the human experience or existence. And just like a bacteria, they grow, becoming worse every day, if not curtailed, increases the chances of repeating past mistakes. I won't be telling lies if I say that the level of corruption experienced in the past is nothing to compare to the present. It has done drastically in the past and is still doing in this present time, and will still do more in the future. Our politicians and the society at large are aware of it. They have studied the history, but events of the past are still seen in the present, even more severe. I also spoke about the complexity of human nature as an instigator of the repetition of past mistakes. People behave differently and differs in ideas and beliefs. The people of the past also suffered this, which led to their mistakes. Again, you can agree with me that there can be similarities of ideologies, temperament, and traits between people of the past who made mistakes and the present. Are we aliens to the planet Earth? It is still the same species of people, or the same species of human beings that still exist. Humans with quest for power, economic resources, discrimination, selfishness, and overconfidence, to mention but a few. All these inbues of traits are capable of leading us back to repeat past mistakes. This is called tragic flaws in literature. Also, the war, violence, difficulty, and oppressive-centered nature of history, together with the evils of colonialism, only nurture bad and negative thoughts, revenge, and hardens low self-esteem in the minds of the youth. And now, how successful has this been aiding us to prevent the repetition of past mistakes? Newsflash! The learning about history exposes the later generations to the actions of the former, whom they now take as gods, idols, role models, or even godfathers. This taking and emulating their footsteps, both their erroneous steps. This also can lead us back to repeat past mistakes. Let us see what the psychologists have to say about this. Psychology proves that there is a situation in human known as repetition compulsion, which is the unconscious tendency of an individual or a person to repeat a traumatic event or its circumstance. They didn't say we should study history to prevent it. Rather, self-reflection and therapy are the prescribed remedies for it. The brain is lazy and needs a lot of cognitive effort to change from scripts and shortcuts that we are already used to. I heard my opponent make mention of the League of Nations that was formed to stop the World War. Let me shock you with this. The League of Nations did not prevent the repetition of World War. Can you imagine that the first World War was followed by another World War, which is the Second World War? And as a legal practitioner I'm aspiring to be, how is this stopping us from, how is the League of Nations that was formed stopping us from repeating past mistakes? Of course, it's not stopping us because we are not focusing on the right things that we should. At the end of the day, to err is human. At the end of the day, to err is human. Mistake can never be eliminated. At this juncture, I would like to summarize it all with the saying, with George Hegel's saying, the only thing we learn from history is that we learn nothing. Nothing, I mean absolutely nothing from history. I still remain my humble self. I rest my case. Thank you.
Case rested for Holy Cross Secondary School, and that's it. There is no more opportunity for Holy Cross Secondary School to mount that podium for today. Will Nkem Nocherem's points or rebuttals help his school move to the next round? We will find out after Elizabeth's presentation. It is time for your rebuttals, St. Bridget's College. Elizabeth Nwigwe, who wants to be a surgeon, will you be able to dissect and pieces and also put together again, this time a way of opposing what Holy Cross Secondary School did on that podium? It's a question, Elizabeth. I'm asking a question. Are you ready for the rebuttal round?
Yes, sir.
All right, great. Your time starts now.
Good evening, everyone. Once again, I stand on existing protocols to correct the mistake that my friends on the other side made to pebble their points in the public. First of all, I would like to point out the comment that one of the judges made on building collapses. I want to tell you that the building collapse that happened recently was because they did not learn the history of the use of substandard materials, which is why the building that collapsed recently happened. You can check other buildings in Anambra State. You can check out that they have been standing strong for many years. But the buildings which were constructed recently, the people who constructed them did not learn the history of building collapse, and therefore made them to use substandard building materials and procedures. My friend from the other side made mention of inevitability of making mistakes, but I want to correct that. He said mistakes can occur even after learning the past, but I want to tell you that is a deliberate excuse for people who repeat mistakes. You cannot tell me that you will see a pit and walk into it after knowing that pit is there. Manipulation of elections in Nigeria. Manipulations of elections in Nigeria still happen because we have no proof that our leaders have learnt about history. Ever since corruption in the late 1960s, our nation has not improved to today, which is why corruption still stands. Our leaders have not learned anything from our history, because if they have, our nation would have improved drastically today. And he made mention of the First World and Second World War. He said the League of Nations made no contribution to the stopping of the First World War. But let me tell you that in the First World War, there was absolutely no League of Nations, which led to the Second World War. And that is why they created the Treaty of Versailles, so that they can put in the major world powers like United States, Russia, and United Kingdom, which helps them to avoid the occurrence of another world war for the past 79 years. I want to ask you this question: Have you ever experienced any war since for the past 79 years till today? Wars cannot be prevented entirely, but I want to tell you that the goal of the United Nations was to prevent the outbreak of another world war, and that they have successfully achieved this. Selective perception. This is filtering info based on belief, according to my first speaker. Filtering info based on belief. This is not learning from history, but this is just choosing to believe what you have seen. Selective perception of history is not learning from history, but choosing to believe what suits you best in your own religion or your own ethnicity. Then he said nepotism in government. I want to tell you that nepotism in government has been a repetition of history, because our leaders have not learned anything from the past past mistakes. That's why we keep on making the same mistakes. And leaders, they deliberately repeat the mistakes according to their own personal agendas. The leaders of today, they repeat the same mistakes because they want to fulfill their own personal wishes and beliefs. They do not learn from history, but instead continue repeating the same history, which is why our economy is where we are today. The civil war that you mentioned that the first speaker mentioned, he said that the civil war was as a result of that our leaders learned about history, but still the civil war occurred. But let me ask you, has there been any civil war in our society today? No, because the Igbos have learned not to go into physical provocation, because they learned from the mass destruction and killings. The Igbos were destroyed when the Igbos were destroyed in 1967 to 1970 when they went in with physical provocation to attack other tribes of the country, and that led to their mass killing. So I want to tell you today that they have learned from that history and they have avoided any physical provocation with other tribes of the country. Manipulation of elections today is as a result of our current government, because they have not learned the history of past mistakes. We have absolutely no proof that our leaders have learned from past mistakes, which is why they keep on repeating mistakes. I want to tell you that until we learn to Once we learn about history, we cannot stop the repetition of mistakes in our society today. Thank you.
And that's it. The moment we've been waiting for is here. Utariba, how did it go for the rebuttal round?
I'm still trying to collate.
Oh, okay, great. Maybe I should start with Dr. Stanley. It seems Dr. Stanley is ready for us.
Well, it has been a fight. Fight and fight and fight. St. Bridget's College wants to retain the trophy, while Holy Cross Secondary School wants to strip them of that trophy. You can see the energy, you can see the force, you can see the competence and eloquence being put in place by the Holy Cross guy. Well, you've done well. You've done your best to cancel some of the points earlier raised by St. Bridget's College. I give you 21 points on the whole here.
21 points from Judge Ndragu. We need to take a break, very short break. When we return, we will continue. Definitely, it is a deciding time, and we will return with a surprise too. Stay tuned.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
The angel of the Lord declared unto Mary,
And she was conceived of the Holy Spirit.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb, Jesus.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
Behold the handmaid of the Lord.
Be it done unto me according to your words.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb, Jesus.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
And the Word was made flesh,
and he was among us.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb, Jesus.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
Pray for us, O most holy Mother of God,
that we may be made worthy of the promises of Christ.
Let us pray.
Pour forth, we beseech thee, O Lord, your grace into our hearts, that we to whom the incarnation of Christ, your Son, was made known by the message of an angel, may by his passion and cross reverse the glory of his resurrection, through the same Christ our Lord. Amen.
The Lord be with you.
And with your spirits.
May Almighty God bless you, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Amen.
The contrary is exclusive to Enyimba TV and Radio Limited.
Thank you for keeping the dial locked. It is the second in the series of our school radio debates on Enyimba 94.3 FM, Legend 98.3 FM, and Rose 101.9 FM, and Enyimba TV. It's a debate competition for secondary schools in Abia. So just before we went for that break, we had Dr. Stanley telling us about how the school fared during the rebuttal round. Right, Dr. Stanley.
Yeah, I did say that the legal practitioner to be the lead speaker of Holy Cross Secondary School earned 21 points. And for St. Bridget's College, the lead speaker, Elizabeth Nwigwe, I think the child of heaven, if I got that right, at the time had it difficult to manage the situation. Well, I don't blame her. It is not an easy task. So for Elizabeth at St. Bridget's College, 19 points.
All right, there you have it. And straight to Sonny. He's smiling.
Yes, Michael, I must say that this rebuttal stage wasn't like what we had initially. I wouldn't know if it was because of the break that we went for, because I expected that they would come back from the break, filling their gas and fully energized to hit the ground running. Incidentally, we witnessed a shortfall, of what we had initially. And like Dr. Stanley rightly observed, I want to start with Elizabeth, right? Elizabeth Nwigwe. Elizabeth Nwigwe, I didn't expect your performance at this rebuttal stage. I had expected you to come with the fire that you came with. So incidentally, we are here to, judge you by your performance here. So Elizabeth got 20 marks of 20 points, 15 for her for the points she raised, and 5 for her presentation style. So that's that. And for Nwankwo Nkem, you tried, but I expected you to do more. So, but in your presentation, you got 7 points. That is for the presentation style. Then for your points while you're doing your rebuttal, you got 15 points. So a total of 22 points.
And to our in-house judge.
Yep, thank you very much, Michael. Thank you. As the other judges have said, we expected more fire, especially from St. Bridget's College. That's Elizabeth Nwigwe from St. Bridget's College. But I won't want to reiterate that fact over and over again, so I'll just get straight to the point. For your closing points, I gave you a total of 16 points, and your style, a total of 6, which is a grand total of 22 points from my end. And for Nwankwo Nkem from Holy Cross Secondary School, I loved that even though the fire had reduced a bit, there was still that confidence from your end. So for your closing points, I gave you a total of 18 points, and your presentation style, I gave you a total of 8. That is a grand total of 26 points from my end.
Which school is qualifying for the semi-final on Friday? This is the moment we've been waiting for. On Friday, we have Sky Blue Diamond Academy waiting. We have Galaxy Gem College waiting. Sky Blue is proposing the topic: minimum wage increment is unrealistic at a time like this. That's a topic that the Sky Blue Diamond Academy is proposing, while Galaxy Gem College is opposing the topic: tertiary institutions should be responsible for entrance examinations, not JAMB. Galaxy Gem College is opposing that topic. So, which school is qualifying to join these schools on Friday? We have 2 rounds on Friday that will lead us to the final of this competition. So, let me invite my co-moderator right here to tell us which school is okay. The calculation is ongoing, but it is also important to maybe take some calls while we wait for the winner, and let's see how far so far. 0809 666 0943 or 0708 0000918. You have just 30 seconds, please. Very important, so go straight to the point. All right, let's see. Hello, good evening to you. Good evening.
Good evening, Michael. Me.
You're welcome.
Good evening, everyone in the studio. As a not more correct, my name. The way I'm saying is, St. Bridget's College, they are those students, they are excellent. I'm giving them 80%. I believe they're going back with the trophy next time again. That's my take. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your take. Get more reactions from the phone lines right now. Good evening.
Good evening. This is Chibu Bright on the line.
Can you speak up, please?
This is Chibu Bright on the line.
All right.
I appreciate what you people are doing, but what I want to say is, based on what the guy said, that the Biafran war was fought that the Igbo left from their past mistake. What we are using, we use the tactical means to achieve our objectives. That is the only thing we can say. But kudos to everybody there. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Hello, good evening, good evening. Who is there? Well, let's see some messages right here. Ifeanyiwa Linda says, Nkem is hot. You guys know what you're doing. You guys know what you are doing. All right. And Henry says, one choir of Holy Cross performed exceptionally in this segment. Roland Alozi also said the lead speaker for Holy Cross was more composed while presenting his point during his rebuttal round. Let's get more reactions from the phone lines right now. Good evening to you.
Good evening. This is Precious calling from.
Can you speak up, please?
Good evening.
All right. What's your name?
This is Precious calling from Fox Road.
All right, Precious.
I would like to contribute for the thing that says that learning from our past mistakes can help us to avoid, learning from history can help us to avoid the past mistakes. That is a very good point, and if we should effect it, it will help Nigeria to stop repeating our mistakes. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Noni. Good evening, Mr. I calling from Abia.
All right.
I just want to encourage the both schools. They are both right, but they must understand that one person must come out a winner. So just to encourage them, let them keep up the good work they are doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I love that. Hello, good evening to you. Hello, good evening. Good evening to you. Okay, we have to move on. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. Michael Loni.
Yes, sir.
This is Mr. Uchenna. I've been listening to the debate. Yeah, and I want to contribute to what Nkem of Holy Cross said. You see, in this rebuttal said, this boy is trying to say that the knowledge of history does not prevent repetition of mistake, and which is true. We have histories, everybody will have history book, but has it prevented repetition of mistake? No. This is saying that there is a weakness in man, which in literature is called tragic flaw, which makes this mistake reoccur. Which means even if you have a voluminous book or many books about the history, it does not really guarantee that mistakes will not be repeated. Recently, we have Niger Republic. They had democracy, and you see what happened there, coup, and Mali, and other French-speaking countries. They have history. Okay, in Nigeria, we have history of region of election. It is there, but has it stopped our country from region? No, and that is what the boy is saying. It is not against history or learning from. He said that all this knowledge cannot stop repetition of mistakes.
Right.
And that is, I agree with him.
All right. We have the third speaker for Holy Cross, right? Okay. Yes, another speaker at home. All right. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Michael.
Yes, you're welcome.
From
Yes, can you speak up, please?
knowledge, having the knowledge of this, what do you call it, history. See, look at even 2019, the election, you know what happened. 2023, the same thing occurred again. So there is nothing. If Nigeria has been learning from our history, but nothing. No implementation. No, they don't implement what they learned from the history. So take my point and give to the losing school, please. Thank you very much.
All right. We do not have a losing school at the moment, anyways, and they are all winners. I must tell you that. So your point to the moderator. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Anyways, we have the moment we've been waiting for is here. Ifoma.
Yes, at the moment we have been waiting for the turning point of today's event. First round of the debates for today, the second day of our school's debate. Results have been collated and it is right here, right now. Both schools spoke on the topic, learning about history can stop us from repeating past mistakes. St. Bridget's College supporting and Holy Cross Secondary School opposing. The first round, Holy Cross Secondary School.
Just a moment. It is time to drop the surprise that we have. All right. I know the tension is building up in the studio. And which school will make it to the next round? Dr. Stanley, the judges have a surprise for us. What's the surprise? No, not yet. Okay. I said I should allow my co-moderator to finish. All right, go ahead, please.
Okay. How you guys feeling? Use the mic, please. How you feeling? You're feeling great. You're not tensed? No?
No.
Wow. How you feeling, Elizabeth?
Well, I'm feeling quite relieved because the amount of tension that was with me as I entered the studio at first was quite high, but as soon as I was done with my presentation, I relieved some of that tension. So I'm very happy about the outcome of the debate.
All right. Okay, then going straight to the results right now. Holy Cross Secondary School in the first round had a total of 199 points. And St. Bridget's College in the first round as well had a total of 235 points. The rebuttal round, each school represented by its lead speaker, Holy Cross Secondary School, had a total of 69 points. And St. Bridget's College had 61 points. Okay, St. Bridget's College, 296 points. And Holy Cross Secondary School with 268 points. Making St. Bridget's College the winner for today's debate with 296 points.
All right, that's it. St. Bridget's moving to the next round of this competition. St. Bridget's will be coming back on Friday, the studio, right? Of course, but we have a surprise. We have a surprise from the judges. I told you. We allow the judges to do the honors now. Dr. Stanley, please.
It is a hard-fought and hard-earned victory. There is no loser here. There is no winner. They have come to show the stuff they are made of. Of course, let me start by congratulating both schools on their performances. St. Bridget's College You have really demonstrated that you are the real champions. And of course, I want you to know that there is still a bigger battle ahead on Friday. And perhaps if you succeed on Friday, you still have another battle ahead of you. As for Holy Cross College, I can look at you, you feel defeated. You are not defeated. Having considered all options and having considered your performances this evening, I am proud and happy to announce to you that you are coming back here on Friday as the best losers. Congratulations.
So the judges decided to create a spot for the best loser category, and that means Holy Cross is coming back to the studio on Friday, being the best loser in the group stage of this competition. So congratulations to both guys. You know, you've done a good job, I must say. So Holy Cross, it is another opportunity for you to showcase. How do you feel? Because he was almost crying. How do you feel right now, Nkem? Nkem was almost crying.
He deserves to come back. Nkem deserves to come
Well,
back.
I feel very happy now because when the result was announced, I was like defeated. But the judges, I thank you again. Thank you very much.
All right, there you have it. And to the winners, St. Bridget's College, of course, the defending champion. How do you feel?
I feel very happy.
Okay. You wouldn't want to let your school down.
Yes,
you guys are fresh debaters, right?
Yes.
Not the set that competed the last time.
Yes.
And you wouldn't want to drop down the what was said now. Anyways, thank you, do appreciate you. And that's it. Many thanks to my judges. They've done a good job. Sonny, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike.
Dr. Stanley,
thank you very much for giving us the opportunity.
Utasco, I call her Utasco. She's with our reminder, sir.
Thank you, my Ekiti brother, Mikayo.
All right. And my co-moderator, what a day it has been.
What a day.
What twist
a day.
We never saw.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
Oh my goodness. It was a wonderful one. Very happy for Holy Cross Secondary School for moving on to the next round. It's amazing to see him smiling. Kem is smiling so well right now. I could feel his happiness. Okay.
All right. So they'll be joining Holy Cross Secondary School and St. Bridget's College. But we'll let you know how that will go in our subsequent programmings. Many thanks to the organizers and those that are working behind the scene, the guys behind the cameras and the MCR in our TV station, Eyimba TV, and of course the management of this organization, Eyimba TV and Radio Limited. On behalf of Legend, Eyimba and Rose, and also Eyimba, for someone said Enyi Rose or something. I was trying to merge the three names together. We do thank you, and we will be back on Friday for the semi-final of this debate competition. My name is Michael Oni,
and I am Ifoma Nkwanta.
The station that keeps you connected to what's happening.
From news that matters to conversations that count and sport action that keeps you on the edge of your seat. This is the station that keeps you connected to what's happening. 94.3 FM.